Good morning, everyone. My name is Ben, and welcome to Wake Up Well. It is Monday, the 25th of May, and today we're going to be looking at the 25th Psalm. If you've seen or engaged with any of our stuff on the Well Facebook page recently, you will know that we are in the middle of, or just started, I suppose, a Furnace Week. I am sort of upstairs here at the Well at the moment. I'm surrounded by all the prayer stations that we had kind of geared up for our last Furnace Week, but we weren't able to use because we went into lockdown. But what we are going to do this week from yesterday, Sunday, to next Sunday is we're going to be engaging in corporate prayer. If you can go to wellsheffield.com/furnace, you can sign up to a 24/7 prayer room. You can download the Furnace booklet. You can get engaged with you yourself, with your family, with your housemates, your flatmates. It'd be really good for you to pray with us this week as we really seek the face of God. But first, we're just going to look at Psalm 25. I encourage you to go and read it. After this, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to pick out two verses and kind of just unpack them a little bit, ask a question, share a thought, and so Psalm 25. What's really interesting about this psalm is that it's an acrostic poem. It was a method used by the people of the time, or the writer at the time, so that people could learn it really easy. So each verse has a corresponding letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and it goes sort of sequentially through that. So it's a really interesting thing to note about this psalm. So the two verses I want to pick up today are Psalm 15, and also I want to look at Psalm 21. So let me read 15. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. My eyes are ever towards the Lord. He shall pluck my feet out of the net. You know, I think it's so easy, and I think it's part of the human condition, or what it means to be human, to focus on problems. If we listen closely, we can hear it in our conversation as we share with our spouse, with our partner, with our flatmates, all those kind of things. It just seems to brim over sometimes. I think for the majority for us, definitely me included, we have a propensity to maybe look on the darker side of life. These things have happened to me. I'm really struggling with these problems. I'm not saying it's not a good thing to process, but I wonder if our natural kind of leaning is to focus on problems. But I think in this verse, David gives us an interesting sort of insight into his mentality. Even though his feet are in the net, he says, my eyes are ever on Yahweh. My eyes are ever on the Lord. And I wonder what that would mean for us in that moment where we can sort of hear ourselves complaining, or going over our problems in our mind, or telling people. What would it mean for us in that moment to turn our eyes on God? David says, my eyes are ever on Yahweh. My eyes are ever on the Lord. He says it's a natural thing for him to do. His relationship was so deep that his natural thought process, even if he was going through good times or bad times, his eyes were ever on the Lord. And he had a full assurance that God would pluck his feet out of the net when he was in that problem place. His full assurance was that God would do that for him. What if we purposed and willed ourselves to keep the Lord and his ways in our focus? What if we purposed and willed ourselves to keep the Lord and his purposes and ways in our complete focus? Just a thought. And then Psalm 21, I just want to read. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you. You know, I think it's pretty safe to say that our natural kind of human condition, we don't like to wait. I don't think it's at the top of most people's kind of favorite list. But, look at our situation now. We are being called to wait. We are being called to wait in the unknown. We are, by our circumstances, we are being told to sort of stay put, and we are waiting for new information, waiting for new news of when we can go out again. God calls us to wait. And when he does, sometimes it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's not our natural kind of leaning. Waiting doesn't seem natural. It feels like time wasted. It's lost effort. But in reality, it might be one of the strongest moves of faith we can ever make. Now listen to this verse again. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you. Waiting on God is a righteous thing and overflowing with wisdom. It's his way of guiding us faithfully, and it's the building place of trust in him. Instead of reaching for our own strength, what if we reach for his? What if we cling tightly and determined to wait on the Lord and finding hope with him. We allow integrity and uprightness to simply preserve us, then I think that is a real marker of wisdom in our relationship with him. Bless you guys. Have great days.